Hello and welcome to our class dedicated to percent. In this class we'll explore the meaning of the word percent, then we'll speak about the symbol percent, and finally we'll solve some percent problems. Let's explore the meaning of the word percent. This word comes from the Latin percentum and means per hundred. For example, let's try to answer the question, what is 5% of $200? In order to answer this question, we must take $5 per $100 given $200. Well, $200 can be thought of $100 plus $100, so we'll take $5 from the first $100 and then $5 from the second $100. As a result, we'll obtain $10. So 5% of $200 is $10. As you can see, in this problem we did not use any complicated mathematics except adding numbers. To find percent of a number, we simply used what percent means. Now let's talk a little about symbol percent. The symbol percent replaces the word percent. Well, for example, for symbol percent means 4%, which means 4 per 100. There is nothing much more to say about symbol percent, except that it is important to watch out for the symbol. If you see the symbol in a problem, keep in mind that you have the quantity per 100. Let's check out our problem 1. Find 4% of $37. 37 is not a convenient quantity to think of as a sum of hundreds. In this problem, it is somewhat cumbersome to use the meaning of the word percent directly. Therefore, instead of finding quantity per 100, we'll find the equivalent quantity per 1. Let's see how we can do this. $4 per $100 is the same as 4 cents per $1. Well, we have $37. If we take 4 cents per each dollar and we have $37, of course, we can multiply 0.04 and 37 and we'll obtain 1.48 as our answer. Therefore, 4% of $37 is $1.48. Now we are ready to speak about our terminology. Let's check out this formula for finding percent. In this formula, P is the product of B and R. P is the amount we find when we calculate percent of a number. We call this number the product. B is called the base, and R is the rate per 1. Pay attention that in this formula, we do not have the rate per 100. R in this formula is the rate per 1. To find the equivalent rate per 100, that is percent, we must simply multiply R by 100. Now let's solve problem 2. In this problem we need to find 0.05% of 28. First, we'll need to convert the rate per 100 into the rate per 1. Then, once we have the base, which is 28, the base means that we have 28 ones. We multiply 28 ones by the rate per 1, and we'll obtain the product, which is 0.014. Just watch out, there is a typical mistake in this problem. People ignore percent symbol, that is, they treat 0.05 as the rate per 1. The incorrect solution with this assumption would become 28 multiplied by 0.05, that is 1.4. As you can see, the incorrect answer is 100 times bigger than the correct answer. Therefore, this is a very bad mistake to make. Let's solve problem 3. What percent is 4 of 340? We need to find the rate per 1 first. Let it be R. We can build an equation now because we know the product, which is 4, the product is equal to the base multiplied by the rate per 1. Solving this equation, we'll find the rate per 1, which will be 0.0118. Because this problem is asking us about percent, we can convert the rate per 1 to the rate per 100 by multiplying the rate per 1 by 100. In this case, we obtain the answer, which is 1.18%. So, 4 is 1.18% of 340. Let's now proceed to problem 4. In this problem we need to find 3% of 120% of 570. I'll ask one more question here, and that is, what single percent would produce the same result? Let's start with A. In part A, we're given the base. First of all, we need to find 120% of the base. Here we go the usual process. We convert the quantity per 100 into quantity per 1. We multiply this quantity per 1 by 570 ones. We'll find the product, which will become the base. Now we'll find 3% of that new base. Finally, we'll find the product, which is 20.52. Let's now proceed to part B of this problem. In this part, we need to find the rate, which is equivalent to taking 3% of 120%. We don't know this rate, so we'll use letter R to denote it. We can build an equation which connects the base, 570, and the product, 20.52. We can solve this equation, of course, and we can find the rate per 1. However, if you pay attention at part A of this problem, you'll notice that the same rate per 1 can be found as multiplication of the rates 1.2 and 0.03. So, in order to solve for B, we do not need to know the base, 570. Well, this rate is equal to 0.036, and because the question is about percent, we multiply this rate per 1 by 100 and obtain the rate per 100. Thus, 3.6% is equivalent to 3% of 120%. In terms of part A of this problem, 3.6% of 570 is 20.52. Let's debrief now. First of all, percent is the quantity taken per 100. Symbol percent replaces the word percent. It is more convenient to work with the quantity taken per 1. If R is the rate per 1, then it is not difficult to find the product. It is the base multiplied by the rate. The equivalent rate stated as percent is found multiplying the R by 100.